a two-part question.
Yeah, were there any older blues players in particular that influenced you?
I was never a big, it's like it's so cool nowadays to say, man, I'm influenced by blues. I'm a blues player. I'm this and that. I wasn't brought up on blues. I do listen to it as much as I can. Like, I love Stevie Ray Vaughan. I love, I think a lot of the blues that we got was like second generation blues. Eddie had blues in him. Page was a bluesy player. A sloppy bluesy player, but he's a bluesy player. Page was like his vision was a lot further than what he could actually was capable of doing. But he came across. He had so many great ideas. He wasn't that much. Technically, he was a little sloppy, and he had some horrible sounding things. But the guy had a vision, miles long, and he gave us a lot of great music. So, blues-wise, from them probably mostly.
Yeah, I was going to ask something similar to that. I noticed that you played a lot of pentatonics in different positions. I didn't know if someone showed you the scales.
Yeah, really. You're right. That's probably like the only thing anybody showed me was like a Pentecostal scale. I'm pentatonic. A pentatonic scale. But actually they're not really. They are pentatonic scales, but they're more like skips around them. Instead of like doing the obligatory, pentatonic runs, I tried to like kind of skip all over the place around them and make them sound like a psycho jazz blues from hell type thing. So that's about it with that. Yeah, it is. A lot of, pretty much when I look at the neck, it's kind of like what I see. Yeah, in a different area. Anyone else? Go ahead, man. That's the psycho guy. He's gonna ask me something weird. Go ahead, man. It's do you work for a magazine or something, man? Tell you, man, videos of like I think of one of the worst days of our lives. It's like a 30-something hour day. You know what I mean? You get up and you perform the song. If it's a performance video like we've been doing, you perform it like 70 to 80 times the full song. Full scale, running around, just give it your all because you're being taped all the time or being filmed. So, man, you take naps, like 3-minute naps when you can in between, and it's unbelievable. But what was the question? How long? No, nothing's live. You shitting me? No, they're gonna sync up your record to it eventually, so you ain't gonna play live. So you can sit there, you can do your spins and throw your guitar all over the place and fake like you're playing. It's great. It's the only moment you get to cheat. It's like, oh yeah, this feels good. I don't have to hit anything. And you can shake your ass, do all that stuff, and not have to play at the same time. That's a good point you bring up because that's what I get upset about the live. The live. I think people should separate the studio. I think it's great. It's great. I don't think anybody should be afraid of singing out of tune live. I think it's great to do what you want in the studio. Do what Queen did, man. They did all this stuff, but live they only had 2 guys singing, and that to me is human. That's what live is supposed to be. Live is supposed to be a feeling. Some days you have bad nights. Some days you have great nights. Some days I play and I'm really happy with myself. Some days I feel like I look down at the fretboard and every fret's got a dot on it. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? But that's what it's all about, and that's what I hate about. I don't mind people using tapes, things, samples, things like that, as long as you're not faking it. As long as what you're doing, you're capable of doing. But when somebody's up there this far from the mic and there's gothic vocals coming out, that's sad. That's like learn how to sing, because that's part of the performance. But I know that was nothing to do with your question, but I just figured I'd go on the tangent. Yeah. Dweezil, I met him. He just called one day. I swear to God, he called out of the blue, and he just called. He was an Extreme fan, and I was like, I didn't believe it was him. I was like, what the hell would he call him? Call Boston for? And he was a fan of the band. So when we went to LA to do the record, we hung out for a while, and he's doing a solo project, and he asked me to co-produce it with him, and because he saw how we worked in the studio and the writing that I did and vocals. I ended up doing like all, those guys left me, the band, because we all sing, and I ended up doing all the backgrounds by myself, which was a nightmare. But we got to do this. I can't believe you got an Ozzy shirt on, because what we did is, it's a funny thing. Dweezil wanted to do a remake. Anybody familiar with the Bee Gees in here? Staying Alive, disco era. Well, Staying Alive, he wanted to redo a heavy version of it, and we were sitting around, and we were thinking, because he knows everybody, because his dad's Frank, so he really pretty much knows all the bands around, all the major, guys. And we were sitting around trying to think of somebody. First, Axl was going to sing it. And then he said, we thought, what about Ozzy? We thought that would be so cool, Ozzy singing Staying Alive, like disco. So we said, but there's no way he's going to just, there's no way he's going to do it. So he called up his wife, who manages him, And he mentioned it to him. He called back like right away, so excited to do it. He was so psyched. I couldn't believe it. He was like, he get up. I mean, picture Ozzy getting up at like 9 in the morning, calling you up, just from excitement. You know, it was that day of the studio. You get up at 9. He's like, all right, so how do I have to sing this? Do I have to sing it high, low? You know, he's a great guy. And he came in, and you're gonna laugh when you hear this. I mean, I was in the studio when I was recording, and I couldn't stay in there for more than like one line. I had to leave crying because it was the funniest thing you're ever gonna hear. It's coming out in January on Dweezil's solo album. And another cool thing about it is there's six solos in a row on that particular cut, Staying Alive, which it starts off with Dweezil doing a solo, and then it goes into Zach playing a solo, then it goes into Steve Lukather playing a solo, then it goes into Warren DeMartini playing a solo, then it goes into that Extreme guy playing a solo, and then it goes into this guy Tim Pierce, the studio musician, playing a solo. So it's great. It's like a action-packed song, you know. It's got Ozzy singing and all these people playing, so it's gonna be cool when it comes out. But I don't know. Anybody else? Go ahead, man.
Do you think those classic rock stations could new artists?
Yeah, you know, it's a catch-22 thing. The classic stations could be crippling to new bands like us, but you know, it's crippling as it is anyway with MTV the way it is, just the business the way it is. It's so hard. There's so many bands. If you read in LA alone, you read how thousands, hundreds of thousands of bands in the United States, and you got a picture, maybe only 2 or 3 really do it, you know, make it happen big. So never mind the classic stations, everything is against you, you know. To actually think that you're gonna write something you create and have people like it and get it out to the public, it's like a dream that you only dream about, and I can't even believe it's happening for us. So I know how hard it is. So you know, don't let me discourage you. Just do it. You know? But, anything else, man? Are you bored yet? Let's go.
How long have you streamed been together?
We've been together since '85. We played clubs for 3 or 4 years. We really played. We played a lot. You know, we really worked our ass off to get attention and to really perform and to work. You know, I get upset. If anybody read the Guitar World thing that I just had out with George Lynch, it just came out. People might be upset at me because I mentioned something about Slaughter. And yeah, you might be. He's mad. He's pissed, man. He's like, yeah, man. No, the reason I mentioned that, right, is because I think they're a good band. Some days when you're doing what I'm doing, and sometimes, you know, your record isn't you know what you want it to be as far as you go through problems. You got a guy or a band that's put together so quick, and you know, they never played a show together. You know, I read something and he says that the first show we're playing in front of somebody's in front of 15,000 opening for Kiss. I'm like, man, this isn't right. You know, there's bands out there working their asses off trying to tour, can't even get a tour, and then, you know, people just walk on and just, hey, here's a platinum record, #1 video on MTV, and a lot of it is prefabricated. Like, this is just one guy in the record label saying, I'm going to put this together. It's like the New Kids on the Block thing. We'll put something together and we'll just make millions of dollars off it. And I'm not saying, it doesn't mean that it's bad music, or it isn't. It's upsetting to sometimes for us, and I wish I didn't say that in the magazine. I'm a very honest guy, and I speak my mind, and if I was in a bad mood that day because of it, then I said it. So, you know, I hope I didn't offend anybody that likes Slaughter, but I still think they suck. All right. So, I'm just kidding.
Do you really?
No. Music, let me tell you, no matter what I say up here today is not the word of it's not the word of God. It doesn't mean anything. It's just my opinions. Everybody in here has their own opinion, and it's all. And when you're talking about music, nobody can say something sucks. Nobody. Music is all tastes. If I like it, I like it. I don't give a shit if you don't like it. If you like it, you know, why do I have to like it if you like it? It's taste, it's all mood. Some days you feel like listening to Zepp, some days you feel like listening to Vi, some days I feel like listening to Simon Garfunkel. So there's no wrong or right into music, and there's no, man, this is good and this sucks. That's bullshit. It's all whatever you like, you know, it has nothing to do with it. Go ahead.
Planning any solo album?
No. We have a lot of music to put out, we have a lot of songs we want to get out, and we have a lot of records to do. And I want to be around for a while playing this band. You know, I believe we're trying to get back is all the guitar players that we love, Eddie and everybody that are the superhero guitar players. Why the reason they're there is because of the chemistry of bands. They didn't do it alone. You know when Zeppelin broke up and those guys, they couldn't do anything alone. It's the chemistry of a band. Don't let anybody think that you're going to be a guitar hero, because you're not. It's unless you do an instrumental thing, then you're on your own and you got the right to be a guitar, you know, to be to go for that. But it's a lot. The reason I'm here is because of my band, and it's because the other guys behind me, or in front of me. Depends where I am on stage at the time. Beside me. It's because of them, and it's because of the chemistry of the band and the songwriting. Why we're doing well, if we're doing well in somebody's eyes. Any other questions, or you want me to play, man?
Yeah, how long have you been playing piano?
Playing piano? I just hack at it. Wherever it's around, I just played. Actually, the reason I played a little piano was because when I was in high school, I used to skip every class in the music room and just play piano all day because the music teacher used to let me. I was a cool music teacher, but shows you how fucked up the system is. But school system. But yeah, I'm a hack piano player. But
There's a little screw on your volume knob.
oh man, why did you have to notice that? No, it's this little thing I'm trying to come up with. It's like how I was just playing that last piece, and sometimes I don't have a clean sound, and I don't want to deal with the clean sound. So my clean sound is lower the volume and just play. And to do that, I used to hate trying to find exactly where I wanted to go to do it. So I put this little stop there and a little screw on the volume pot, and I have a setting for whenever I want it to kick in. I just like a switch. I just kick it in and hit the mic stand, right? And kick it in, and it just locks there and it stays on, so you don't shut it off. But yet you can do it quick. It's a really stupid thing. Nobody wants it. Believe me, it's just a pain in the ass. All right, so I'll play, man. This last thing I'm doing is Flight of the Wounded Bumblebee. Does anybody have the new record?
Yeah.
No, then you heard it, so I don't have to do it. Is that what you're saying? No, all this is that I'm gonna do is like this little thing. I'm trying to keep up with a metronome. It sounds fast. It's not really that fast. I do it with a little delay. It's more of a challenge, It's nothing fancy, nothing to try and impress anybody that it's something fast. It's a little exercise, and it's a challenge for anybody who wants to do it. I know a lot of guitar players, and I used to be able to play by myself, but when you get to playing with the drummer, you're playing with the drummer, and you're like, you can't even keep in time with the drummer, and so it's good to play with drummers. So this is just an exercise to stay with the metronome, because you can't speed up and you can't slow down. I'll probably screw up like 3 or 4 times during it, so.